How many people in the chat right now are subscribed to ADORAMA TV? How many of you guys found this channel from ADORAMA TV? Here we go. Boom. What's up, everybody? Hello. Happy Saturday. Oh man. So we woke up and realized that the ADORAMA TV subscriber counter has read all nines. And that means we are within the home stretch of 1 million subscribers on ADORAMA TV. Now, while I am not a founder of the channel, that belongs to Mark Wallace and, Gavin and Dan Norton and those, all those from the beginning. I think, I don't think I would have gotten to this channel without the channel. Meaning, the channel for me, and probably meant something different to you guys, but for me, showed me another avenue that existed in this industry. ADORAMA TV became more than just a bunch of random videos up there and hope for the best. It became a community. It became a cohesion for people who are missing pieces to their game, tying up loose ends for people out there that just may not have had the ability or opportunity to be around professionals, to be around people that are even into what they're into. Wherever you're from, you might have been at the point 2010 when this channel started in late April 2010. You might have been the only photo video nerd in your area. You might have been the one that had to pretend like you were the pseudo expert or whatever just to get through it, right? We've all been there, yeah, it's just like this. No, it's supposed to be like that. And meanwhile, you don't know what you're doing. And then you start seeing videos that seem like they're talking right to you. They seem like they were meant for you. They seem like there was a question you had, there was a technique you were looking for, and then this video would pop up on YouTube with the name ADORAMA TV underneath it, or ADORAMA rather, and it seemed like it was made for you. And the reality of that is, it was meant for you. It was meant for everybody out there that was having a hard time getting to another level, and for those people who didn't want to give up getting to that other level. That's what's special, is that it's full of people that wanted to get better, that wanted to learn more, that wanted to keep diving deeper and elevate the next shot, or figure out how to move from photo into video, how to understand what audio even is, right? I think that there's a lot of people that underestimate the power of what just a YouTube channel is. We're talking about 1 million people that all decided to hit a subscribe button, that all decided to stay up on whatever's being pumped out by a bunch of content creators like myself, Dan Norton, Vanessa Joy, David Bergman. I mean, the list of people that came through ADORAMA to leave their point of views and knowledge is insane, right? And it became this thing that became like an honor to be a part of. It wasn't just some YouTube channel. It wasn't a chore to make these videos. I mean, sure, there's been some videos where I was like, they had me kicking and screaming to go do it, but hey, I did it, right? None of it was easy. And if it was, it wouldn't be so special. And I think one thing we've always prided ourselves at ADORAMA and the roster, and I can speak for people like Vanessa Joy and Dan and everybody, is that we prided ourselves on this level that we were putting out there, this production that we were putting out there, this coherent messaging, this absolute education that some people might not have had. Those camera clubs are great, and those people that you may have assisted, fantastic. But some people don't have that. And some people might have that and don't realize they're being fed misinformation. And sometimes a video on the channel might set their philosophy in a different direction and change their whole aspect of it, From in-person events to virtually online and to live events. We're talking about guys like Dan Norton who went live multiple times a day on a Thursday spilling out everything in his skull for you people. You know, I mean, I don't know. Adorama brought me Seth. That's true, Vanessa. I don't think we would have properly crossed paths had it not been for Adorama. And the one time that I had to put a mic on you and you basically clawed at me. She was like that. Oh boy, thank you so much for the congratulations. What's up, Robbie Keene, an OG of the channel. Jose, one of the biggest supporters out there. Ronald, a huge supporter of Adorama TV. Marcus, Sandra, what's going on? Oh, I shouldn't be scratching my eye like this. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you so much for everybody who stayed with the channel and understood what was so great about it to stick with it. You know, I sometimes can't believe I'm doing this, right? I can't believe I'm part of this channel. I can't believe I'm part of this community. I can't believe I have like a switch I can turn on, just talk to all of you. I mean, I literally decided to sit down here, put a bunch of stuff on, and blah. And here you are. Remember watching when Brian Peterson was doing videos with the terrible video quality and all? That's the thing, right? We were doing content at a time when the gear wasn't even meant to create the content. Live streaming, that's like what, the last 5 years maybe? We're talking about a decade-old channel, and the things we were using to film it weren't meant for portability, power efficiency, you know, adaptability or platform exchanging. You know, now you can literally film and go and you're out. You could literally go live from what's in your pocket at all times and get a message out, you know? Adorama went through the growing pains and they took all those hits and they stood that test, and they looked for the proper talent to bring on, you know, from everyone from Mark Wallace, who started it all, to brand new hosts that you might know of, like Pi, right? Came in and he's been killing it on his series. People like Dan Norton, who kept it alive literally by going live every week for a decade. I mean, I've seen Dan miss weeks where he goes live and he looks like he's going through withdrawal. The guy looks like he's missing something in his life. Thank you so much, Ann. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it. You know, I think I said this a million times, and I'm going to keep saying it till I'm cold in the ground. Or cremated, I haven't decided really. That went dark. There is a lot of information out there on the internet, right? Anybody can plug in a camera and start feeding you content and their philosophies and their knowledge base. But there may not be a lot of wisdom out there. And I think Adorama has prided themselves on not letting anything hit the channel that wasn't up to a standard. And guys like Fernando Martinez, Dave Brusca, Sal D'Elia, you know, all these people that you may not have seen in front of the camera too much absolutely brought us this level, this echelon, right? I think we cannot help but look back on 10 years of videos. I wish we could add up the amount of time the videos all add up to, and I wonder if it adds up to 10 years in length. That'd be kind of nuts, right? Is it shot in Z5? This is a Z6 through HDMI. Does it look clear? Does it look clean? I had pink ink marker on my face before, and I was gonna go live earlier, but I had to scrub it all off. Graffiti marker exploded when I opened it up. Neon pink of all colors. Oh man, but what I would like to ask of you guys in the chat are, what are some of the videos that stood out to you over the years? What are the ones you kept on referring to? What are the ones you shared around? What are the ones that really drove a stake through your heart and changed a lot of things for you? That got kind of grim too, huh? I guess I'm in a it is about to be a thunderstorm day, so forgive me on that. But look, I don't know if I would have been so amped to do so many videos had it not been for the audience and the people that are in these chat rooms. Without you guys, why are we doing it? What are we doing? Speaking to an empty room? Throwing something into a void? You're as much a part of this channel, maybe this channel and Adorama's channel, which I'll be going live on later. You're as much a part of this channel as the roster of hosts, the education, the producers, everything. My late friend Bill Kinsella wrote something that was very apropos to Adorama TV channel. Build it and they will come. You know, you say that, right? And this is where I'm going to challenge you, Robbie. You can't just throw things out there. You can, but I'm not so sure they'll grow. Things have to be organized. They have to stand above something else. They have to be worth someone's time and, you know, life to engage with. right? So I think that Adorama could have gone about just making very infomercially like, look at this camera, you should buy it because of this. And instead, they always decided to put videos out there that would always have some sort of educational value to them, even if it was about a product, you know? Dan says, live stream demos brought me in. Well, welcome, Rustin. Thank you so much for joining us. I think that, you know, a lot of people are trying to gain momentum out there building channels, and they're quickly finding out how hard it is, or how hard it is to host, right? How hard it is to talk while you're teaching, maintaining a live stream. You also need to advertise. Word of mouth only goes so far. I think Adorama does a good job of advertising the channel. I mean, I'm crazy. Hey, D Styles 254 in the chat. Guy used to come to Adorama all the time in person for the live demos. You know? Duncan says, for me, it was Gavin Hoey where he did a film noir shoot in a small studio. That put Adorama TV on the map for me. Then I got into Dan's onset and I discovered your rewind. Oh, man. Well, thank you for joining the channel. Thanks for poking around. There's a lot of amazing hosts on there that you might not even know about. And there's some other channels you guys should know about, like Adorama's IGTV has some amazing content. I used to go live every single week on Instagram before IGTV existed, and those went away forever. Now we have IGTV where those demos can go on the channel and live. I have a few on there, but you have Vanessa Joy like all the time, Lindsay Adler all the time, you know. Adorama has literally changed my life. Seems weird to say, but it's true. Thanks to every one of you. You know what, CG, thank you for being part of it, because we wouldn't keep going if you weren't part of it. And I would hope that it did something to change something, right? Like, what's the point of teaching something if it's not going to help someone elevate? You know? I remember when I stumbled onto Adorama TV because I was shopping at Adorama as a customer, I used to go see Dan in the pro department. And, you know, if I wasn't sure what gear was out there, like I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure what gear existed for it. So I would Google it, and like Adorama kept coming up with the videos about said gear, and that's how I would start getting into it. And then you start seeing techniques you probably forgot about, but then like, oh, you know, even if you know it, it inspires you to keep going forward to enact it and apply it again. You know, sometimes you just forget these things. You get into ruts creatively, you know. Adorama TV has been an amazing resource for me. That's awesome. What did happen to other hosts where on Adorama learning page? Look, it's 10-year-old channel. Things change. People move on with their lives. You know, the channel can't be oversaturated. You have to understand how algorithms work. If you drop too many videos in a day, they cannibalize each other and don't get served up in the algorithm. So you have to be strategic with how you actually release videos. If you've noticed, most videos on Adorama TV are released at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a few that are like outliers and random, especially the new product announcements, but that's pretty much what you're going to see. So, you know, we just refresh. People move on with their careers. Don't want to, you know, hosting isn't part of their repertoire anymore. It's that simple, you know. Going to the store for live demos and Gavin's Red Riding Hood shoot. Gavin's Red Riding Hood shoot, I think, is the most viewed video on Adorama TV. Let's go take a look at it. Of course, I'm missing my LG here. Let me see if I can fix this. Amazing. Every time I go live, the LG decides to pick a different. Actually, OBS decides to not recognize my LG. It's not the LG monitor. Let's do this. Display capture. I'll hit that. And up. And one. And I'll put it behind me here. And we'll click on this. And we will hit transform. Fit to screen. Boom. All right. So here we are. Videos, man. You go on playlists. Hold on, Dan Norton's texting me. I'm live. So playlist, right? We have what seems like infinite. Clearly, this is the best playlist on earth right here, the Live View playlist. Some of you don't realize, but this playlist seems to be the best playlist on earth. I don't know if you guys realize that or not, but you know, there's that. I mean, you have, oh my gosh, there's so many. Look at how much is in here. 211 videos on Gavin Hoey, right? Let's go take a look at Gavin Hoey's playlist. Actually, let me go back to, let me go to view full playlist. Let's go to the beginning of Gavin, shall we? Oh boy. Gavin Hoey Noir film. Live demos inspire. Great Red Riding Hood shoot. Well done, Adorama TV, and well done to the whole team of creative knowledge input over the years. Thank you, Bike Vision. And I'll be live later on Adorama's channel, so we'll be celebrating for quite a while. Let's see. Let's go all the way to the beginning of Gavin's. So 209. This is one of Gavin's first videos, and you can even see the graphics in the lower corner. Let me pause the music so that we can understand what's going on here. Look at this. Look at the quality of the video, like how weird the colors were. Even the Adobe software is kind of like old and stuff. Well, you'll learn to take stunning photos. Look at how this started for Gavin. Onset number 25. Oh, which one is that? Look at this guy. A little less gray there, huh, Gavin? Look, we were using male models. Look at that. We were ahead of our time. It just said skill level intermediate. That's bananas. He's shooting with a Canon. This is before his Olympus days. You believe that? Look at these graphics. Look at these graphics. And you still see Gavin doing this technique today.
Okay. And we'll do that again. Same pose. Yeah.
Dan, we didn't make 1 million yet. We got a few hundred to go. We got I think like 400 to go. Look at that. Look at that amazing graphic background. Amazing. Just swirly aperture. And then you go to Gavin's videos today. And of course, my man does the water droplets. Now you look at Gavin's videos today. A decade later, and my man's killing it in his home studio using Olympus. A little grayer up there, you know. They chipped images onto stone tablets back then.
One thing I've definitely not compromised on is our models. So today I'm joined by the awesome Chloe. Chloe's going to be helping me out for this shoot.
I mean, it's super fun to go back in time on the channel. So if you get some time, go on the playlist and just go back. Just go back to the early videos. Daniel Norton has some really good gems out there from the beginning of his playlist. Let me tell you, that guy's got some repertoire going on there. All right, let me see. Oh, once again, this live view playlist, clearly the best playlist on the entire channel. And I don't know who the guy that is hosting it, but I think he's pretty great. Joe McNally. 52 videos of Joe McNally. You didn't realize Pentax made medium format cameras. Oh yeah, they did. Look at this, Joe McNally, number 52 over here, July 3rd, 2012. This is Joe McNally in 2012 with these amazing graphics. Now we don't even have the same logo, right? The logo is completely different. Look at Joe with that haircut. Photo on the go with Joe. Look at this guy. Look at this young go-getter, Joe McNally. This young go-getter. Oh my God, expert level. Look guys, it's 3 bars. That means it's only for experts. I mean, come on, this is phenomenal. Look at this guy doing this stuff. Look at this guy. Going through his car. This is Joe's first video on Adorama TV. A host before he was ever a host, right?
What can I say?
Onset 25 was high-speed sync. Let's take a look at Onset 25.
If you want to get your lights up high and have them very stable. Now, we rented gear out here.
Let's see, Onset 25. If you guys want to visit any old episodes, yell at me in the chat with whatever. That Joe kid might be something someday, right? I know, right? Let's go to on set over here. Oh my God, these ads. All right. Oh no, this is a different playlist. This is a mix. Hang on, guys. This is a total mix of different stuff. All right, let's go to onset. Where are you, onset? I know you're on here. There we go. 278 episodes of onset plus Daniel's own channel. Do you have any idea how hard that is? Onset number 25. So these are backwards. Oh, these are backwards. So this is episode 270. Let's do episode 1, 2, 3, 20. Episode 25, high speed sync versus flash duration. This young go-getter, Daniel Norton, with the same theme song. I think it's the only theme song that's been staying consistent. And who knew me and Dan would be sharing the same studio years later? This is 2015, so it's not even that far back, actually. Oh, no, yeah, it is, actually. It's 5 years. What am I talking about? The diner video is epic. Yeah, that was a good one. Look at this. There's snow on the balcony. Back when Dan wore black shirts and not flannel. Flannel is what really changed his game, you know? It was the flannel that really made Daniel Norton shine, you know? That balcony. It's... So you're actually using a decent amount of flash power, even though you're shooting at 1 point. And I have to really watch where I put. Look at that, Dan Norton just slaying it on episode 25. But let's take a look at episode 1. This is episode 1 of Onset. This is where Dan started. Look at this young guy. Look at this guy, 2014. Look at this guy. Nikon D300S. That was the first camera I started shooting special effects with, actually. It was the D300S. That's right. Oh, no, D300, I think. I don't know. Might be one of those. He's doing his first onset videos about microphones. Not even lighting. Not even lighting or shooting. This is where he got his chops as a host. Look at this guy. Look at those wide eyes, so full of hope. Look at the dreams resting across that skin. Actually, Dan, I think this is when you and me met, actually. You had a kiosk like back this way somewhere. This is an old layout for Adorama. The store. Send you the link. So this is the original, the beginning of Onset was actually a microphone. But then Dan goes into episode 2 where he changes everything into lighting, and this is what really starts it off. So it's almost like Friday the 13th, where you think Jason Voorhees is the killer, but it's really his mother, and people always assume that it was always Jason. But in reality, Dan started in audio, not photo. Look at all these people watching on. So what you guys don't know is Dan actually just started doing demos in the middle of the store on his own. He just decided to start shooting in the middle of a sales floor with congested space, and he was just showing people how to do stuff. And that just kept morphing and morphing and morphing. It became an event space, came constant live streams. You know, it really, Dan really started a momentum for Adorama and I think content in this industry in general. Nice spoiler. That movie's like 30 years old by now, right? So. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Using Apollo boxes with speed lights.
This guy was just a hard speed light.
That whole entire layout on the store is completely gone. All right. Let's go take a look at some other playlists. And then you go to Dan Norton later on. What is this one? On set number 100. Let's take a look at what number 100 is all about. So he looks back on a few videos. This is a good one if you want to get a nice collage of Daniel. So this one's kind of special because me and Dan did this one together. I had a press pass at Comic-Con. Dan came through with some Adorama heads. Literally in the middle of all those people, he just starts setting up, and he needed guys to hold the lights, so me and him went to Comic-Con. There's me on the left, you know, in the same t-shirt I'm wearing right now. This is the press room at the Javits Center for New York Comic-Con. And so he goes over what he would use for like a very lightweight, small, on-location light. And I just started grabbing people to be models. And Dan goes over what he's trying to do, why he's trying to do it. I think I just started yelling at people randomly, you know, like you do. So yeah, just hand holding lights in the middle of one of the most congested spots in the city at that point, and just making it happen. Before we were done, Dan had a line around the block. What was my first video on the channel? Technically, I guess it would be this, right, Dan? Like, this was the first one I did a video. Oh no, it wasn't. Was it Seth Miranda? Adorama presents Seth Miranda. This was November 14, 2016. Adorama, I don't know, presents Seth Miranda? Seth Rollins, yeah, that's what they, yeah. Let me see. This was 3 years ago, so I guess, yeah, this is 2016. So I guess this is my legit first video, I guess, because I'm featured in it and I actually talk. Me and Dan are always assistants for each other, and you guys should all be assistants for each other as well. This was us just screwing around with this giant LED panel that we saw, and we just started making weird things happen. Yeah, this was when I started doing this kind of stuff in camera. Actually, I mean not started, but showing this kind of stuff. She just kept jumping over a bunch of fog and a light. I don't know what we were doing, to be honest with you. Yeah, but this wasn't the first one because this is 2016. I think the other one was 2014. Right? And then I did the D50 video. There's no preset. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. We started doing this weird stuff. In theory. Yeah, I remember that moment. Because I was like, this better work because I got a lot of guys staring at me now. So, yeah, Reno was my model. We started doing a bunch of sloppy stuff. And then at the very end, I did this just on the fly. And I think that's when Dan was like, oh, I guess I can do some stuff with this guy. Because this wasn't planned and I just started doing it. This was the first one that I talked on, yeah. Yeah, Flashbender. Those are my go-tos for a long time. Then I graduated out of them.
which was actually the idea we had on the original day, which just wasn't working. It just didn't look as cool as we thought it would. And then as we were breaking down, Seth decided.
And I think this is the first time I tried to actually explain something I did.
What exactly are you doing here?
Yeah, since we're already using rear sync, we have the ability to really stretch out our exposures. So by framing her up and then hitting the exposure to open up my shutter, I had all the light coming in through the LED panel while I zoomed out, which led it to these streaks looking like it's really forcing you through that lens. Then the flash snaps, making our second exposure, freezing our model. So what we have is a double exposure in one shot.
Yeah,
basically.
And it's a pretty cool technique, just using a zoom lens and a long exposure with the rear curtain. That's kind of important to get your subject to be really sharp.
Right. Yeah, it's a really simple thing you can do, and if you have a zoom lens of any quality, you can do whatever you got.
Yeah, cool shot.
Oh, so, but then I think my first like big video was this one, which is probably what set me off on the rest of the channel, was the D850 release. And this was the one that I was like, I don't know. Look at, I was sick. My voice was shot.
Nikon D850, which I have in hand right here.
My hair's frizzing out from sweating to death. And I put this together in less than a day. So September 1st, 2017. So I've been shooting the D850 for 3 years now, I guess. My parents signed a permission slip. And I remember they were like, I was like, well, what do you want me to say? And they were like, well, just talk about what your experience with the camera. And I just didn't know what the hell they wanted to hear. So I just spoke about what I liked about it and what I was doing. And I guess it kind of worked. Joe McNally softbox in there somewhere. 5 SB910 Nikons. Flash benders. I mean, there was... this was probably the first time I did this. This was like my first real product video. Later, Dan. Let me just see how close we are to getting to the 1 million here. We are 500 away from the 1 million mark, guys. 500. So that's Marissa as an alien. And I just went. So right here, I'm actually looking for edges on the prosthetic to make sure it's smooth or where I'd have to watch for shadows. And that was serial number 00009. It was the 9th D850 in the world, and it was a real honor to shoot it. So. What was Marissa's first video? That was Daniel's. Dan, what was the name of that video he left, right? Ah, damn it. All right, we get it. You guys all love Marissa. I get it. I forgot what the name of it was. Somebody get Daniel to tell us what the name of the video was, because it's the one where he changes groups. Ah, damn it. Hold on. I'll find it.
And this video also features one of...
I'll find it. It was all the way back. That was young Marissa. Where is it? This one. Number 66. Which got the most lewd comments on Earth. I gotta say. So this is the very first time Marissa and Daniel did a video. She's super young here, obviously. And we're not gonna worry about that. And he just goes through setting up multiple lights and then changing the groups to change the lighting setup as he's shooting, which has been done by a lot of photographers since the beginning of groups and just radio triggers in general. You know, no one really owns this technique, but Dan's just showing how to just change from group to group to group. So he changed it to that, and then... And when Dan met Marissa, he was like, she'd be a great model. And turns out she's been great. What did I use prior to the D850? The D800, actually. And before that, the D700, and before that, the D300. So he got 3 lighting scenarios off on just one setup.
So it gives you some options. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So that was Marissa's first video. Vanessa Joy. Let's take a look at Vanessa Joy's first video, shall we? Where was her playlist? I think it's Breathe Your Passion, right? DJI, Breathe Your Passion, 103 videos. Let's go to Vanessa Joy's first videos. Congratulations to our entire staff. Thank you so much, Vishnu. Appreciate it. Let's go back to the beginning of Vanessa Joy. An intro to Breathe Your Passion. Let's take a look at this young go-getter. BYP. What? No. Hi, I'm Vanessa Joy. Forever having the most perfect white teeth ever. You can hear her Jersey accent very strongly in this one.
From New Jersey. I run a boutique studio. I photograph who I am. Just a quick bit. Don't worry. It's not
just a quick bit. Just a quick bit. You hear that? If you don't know who I am.
Just a quick bit. Don't worry. It's not
just a quick bit. Yeah.
See? Myself, See? I am a wedding photographer from New Jersey. I run a boutique
Oh, we appreciate that. Thank you, Vishnu.
About 20 weddings, 25 weddings per year.
She's all jerseyed out in this one.
Recommended reading. I want to talk about how to create a business that thrives, but that also helps your life thrive as well.
So
a few years ago,
that's Vanessa Joy in the beginning.
I wanted to do this with my business.
Mobile studio tips. Let's see this one. This was in 2016. Vanessa Joy.
Hi, this is Vanessa here with ADORAMA TV. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of
This is before she did pro photo. Look at this. Look at these lights.
And while that sounds shocking, what I want to do for you in this episode is
yeah, she's doing this whole thing that she always does.
You can use to get out of your studio.
She's gonna break her fingers one day, just going.
Like I am, but it can be just to take a family vacation or even just the studio. There are all.
Let's see if we got one where she's shooting.
So if I'm going to update that,
does she do anywhere she shoots?
Weeks, and I update it regularly once a month. I'm going to want to
engagement session posing with Vanessa Joy. Let's see this.
Groom's hands
there she is.
The bride's arms,
she's going for it.
And her arms are just tucked in nice and close with him. It just looks. And photograph some more of the details. Photographing the.
Look at how happy they are.
I probably would have lowered the arm of the bride so that I'm looking at the. And in the hour-long session that I have with them.
Oh, onto my computer.
Let's take a look at.
I didn't want to just have priorities and not be able to live by them. I wanted to create a life.
Okay, Vanessa, that's great. Okay. What was the first live view actually? What was the first live view? Oh, this was the first one I did for my own series, I think. I think it was this. Am I wrong? Yeah, it was. This is when I had nothing to film myself with. All I was filming myself with a phone.
Just with spray paint, and she uses photo reference, of course, and usually she shoots it herself, apparently. But this
so I shot a reference image for a mural here in New York.
Since I'm so
she asked me, the BK Fox, the artist who was doing the mural, wanted herself to be the model for it. We couldn't show her face. Street art, you know, and I did this all in the Adorama event space.
To start off with, and I figured that would give me like the most bling and the most texture. She quickly was like, "Well, this is what I need," as I could give her, because it's an interpretation of interpretation, right? It's a.
I think I said
you usually would do with this kind of stuff is you'd spray hairspray on the back of the jewelry, and then you could just stick it wherever you need it.
Yeah, so if you're ever trying to get a necklace to stay perfect during a shoot, zap it with a little bit of hairspray on the back and just stick it to the people's skin.
That's it, beautiful.
So this was impromptu with whatever gear I had on me that day.
She seemed pretty happy with it. Check out the wall.
And then this was the making of the mural. So that was one of my photos on a wall in Brooklyn. So that was a pretty cool project, and it started this series of, you know, shoots I did while I was in the field, you know. So yeah, that was pretty cool. The best playlist ever, clearly. But yeah, if you guys have any episodes you guys want to visit, yell at me. Any guest appearance of the Brooklyn Reflector, that was 100% a live thing. The Brooklyn Reflector came into play when I took over the tech for the event space at Adorama, and I looked around. There was no bounce board, so I brought a giant stack of foam core into Adorama, and I left it there. And then I started making the sprayed down foil versions of them, and that's when Dan kept on grabbing them for live on-set videos. I never even used them first. He was the one using them. So, show the first rewind. Oof, that's a rough one. That's a rough video. Rough video. I did 86 episodes of Rewind. Jesus. You can see like all the thumbnail differences. So this, in the beginning, we didn't have the same thumbnail. It was really a shot of a camera, a vintage camera, getting a shot of one of the Adorama logos in the store. So Dave Bruska put it together. We thought it'd be cool to have people behind us, but it wasn't. This is Mary Irene, the director of the channel. Sal D'Elia, the guy behind Adorama TV, right over here.
Famous Manhattan Henge, everybody's heard about it, who's been shooting photos or landscapes forever.
As long as you're in New York.
As long as you're in New York, yes.
Yeah, if you don't know about Manhattan.
And this is, I think, where Mary Irene was like, look, I'd rather you not wear white shirts when you record. And this is also when I wore a hat every day, all day. So I always had hat hair in the videos.
Right. This is the Adorama store, and we are shooting in the event space right now, and so I wanted to kind of bring to light.
So this is a really rough rewind. And I think this one was multi-camera too.
It's a Hong Kong-based company. I don't know where you can find out about it though.
Yeah, like he's literally in space. He's gonna shoot.
And then rewind turned into
some footage of
doing maintenance on
this,
What up? Seth Miranda
which
here.
was a way
This is
cleaner,
Adorama
darker
Rewind.
version once I took it over for just
An understatement
myself.
to say, what
I changed the lighting scheme and how it feels.
really crazy things have happened. A lot of social things have happened.
And it just became like a one-take recorded live kind of feel, which I think I liked more personally. Of course, I did an episode with Vanessa Joy because, you know, girls equal ratings, right? Girls equal views.
Gotta have the fastest.
What up?
So-
Seth Miranda here. This is Adorama Rewind and of an elephant. And I know we always see like Instagram. Also, you have to be used to shooting that shallow.
If you're gonna use a lens that way. I mean, I have a 1.250. I almost.
A lot of stuff, and there's crazier ones coming. I'm seeing the doorbuster.
And then it turned into
here.
me having to do it inside my apartment while during COVID,
This is Adorama Rewind, and here in New
which
York,
was
we're
all right,
starting
but
to open
it
up
took me
very
1,000
slowly,
takes
so you will
because
hear
the
a bunch of
train kept
construction
going by
outside
and
the door,
sirens and
because
stuff,
every
and it was
single
really,
construction worker in New York
really
decided to
killing the
congregate
video.
and go right in front of my building, so you're gonna probably hear some stuff. Don't freak out. There is some really cool news to get to. I didn't want to sacrifice this episode, and when we say create no matter what at Adorama, we mean it. I swapped out.
All right. Playlist. Ah, thanks. That's when that Venom shirt's going to make an appearance on the channel next week. Hint, hint. So be on the looks for that. I mean, David Bergman. This guy's been going strong. 2-minute tips with David Bergman. This playlist is one of the best playlists to binge because they're only 2 minutes. So you can just set this going, and there might be just these tiny little things you forgot about, and or things that you didn't know could fill the gaps in some of your issues. And I mean, it's killer. It's absolutely killer. So if you can, I would binge this playlist for sure. I would love to watch how you three go beyond the planned demo, build up a final ethereal shot where M is lit from above and you get down to throw blue light on background. I don't remember that one. Not sure about that one. If you know the episode number, I'll pull it up. Joy knows. That stupid. That wasn't even a parody. That was literally a views grab. I mean, come on. That was a marketing ploy. That wasn't a parody. Okay. Top Photographer was a really cool series that we did with Nigel Barker. This was really actually a lot of production went into this one. Each episode being about 20, 30 minutes. And you know, I think it resonated well with people for sure. It was a big undertaking for us to set aside all that time and resources to put it together. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate it. Hopefully we get to that million today. I would love to just be like, hey, we did it. We are at still 500 to go. If we can find 500, that would be amazing. If you guys want to help us get to a million, jump on your Twitter, your Facebook, whatever, and just let them know that there is a channel that's approaching a million, and they could be part of the first million, and drop a link. It would really help us out, you know? Top Photographer's Rad. I got my wife to sit through those. Got your wife to sit through those. Oh yeah, then there were these videos we did of the trade shows, which were actually pretty crazy to do. These videos where we go to the trade shows and talk to the dealers on the fly and stuff like that about the equipment coming out. There's no script here. There's only one take. I can only, I have to nail it, and it's a lot of walking and a lot of energy to do these for sure. This was IBC in Amsterdam, which was a lot of fun.
Without even having to touch the light. Exactly. Plus, it's
the other really cool thing about this, definitely not sexy, but needed, is encryption. So
yes.
Vimeo has become part of.
Oh, that was on my channel though.
Processes. We are using Vimeo links on our web.
Let's go to ADORAMA again. All right, Records, thanks for hanging out. I just thought we'd go live and talk a little bit about the channel. It's been what a journey it's been, what an evolution it's been. Of course, Mark Wallace, the guy who started it all. In fact, let's go to Mark Wallace's first video, which is all the way down here. Good luck, Records. What? Where's the first video? Wow, these are all out of order. Oh boy. These are all out of order. All right, well, these are all out of order. I don't know why that happened, but Exposure Triangle, one of the biggest videos of Mark's career, for sure. So yeah, I just figured I'd go live for a little bit and just hang out and say thanks to everybody who made Adorama TV what it is and what it was and where we go from here. Hopefully we'll be hitting the 1 million mark. I'm hoping today or tomorrow. It would be really great. However, you know, who knows? I mean, we still need 500 people to follow. So after all this time, what's the concept people still don't get even after all those videos? Probably that I think the one thing people don't realize is a lot of the images they see out there that they really are like, well, how come I can't do this? And the reason it is because it's heavily edited and it's not really an image. It's more CGI when people change the lighting, change color tones, all sorts of stuff. And I think when people look to buy equipment, they look to find this magical gear that somehow will give them that image, but that image doesn't really exist. People have pores, you know? Wrinkles just don't go away. Sure, you can refine light and make things look nicer, but your camera's a documentative tool. It will document anything you put in front of it. If anything, it's documenting more information than it ever has. So I think that's one of the things I think after all this, no matter what we do, people still seem to jump on the channel and ask the same questions from day one because there's still these misconceptions about what shooting even is or what lighting even is, right? They're just like, well, what's better, a softbox or an umbrella? It's not, there is no better. There is what are you trying to do? And then you have to go, here's what I want to do. Then you have to go, well, what tools will get me there? And then how do I do it? And that's really what the basis is. Presets are not magic. Presets are scams. They're never full price. You ever know? I mean, it's like, yeah, they're usually $60, but for today only, they're $30. Tomorrow, they'll be $32.95. But today they're $30. It's like, Jesus Christ, stop with the presets. I think people have to realize that, you know, everything you see out there is a finished image. You don't know what that image went through to get to the final point of delivering it to your eyeball. So there's a lot of things that they don't get. That's why when me and Daniel shoot live, our images aren't what other people post up there because we do it right out of camera. And you guys are looking at it happen right out of camera. You know, we don't hide anything, really. You know, we just don't. And I think one thing that people don't get that exists from these videos that people will never really get, especially when they criticize us or judge our work or try to say how they would have done something different or better. You were not in the position we were in at the time we were shooting. You don't know what resources we had, what limitations we had, what time restraints we had, what we were dealing with as far as our subjects go, our locations go, the amount of time we had to deliver the video, like all these things. People don't understand the behind the scenes other workings of the video that you get. Like when I shot the Amsterdam video with the latex model, all this guy kept on grilling me was like, I see a lot of expensive gear, but not a lot of principles. I'm like, what? You didn't even watch the video because at this mark I said this, at this mark I said that. Well, you could have just used a diffuser and gotten away and done the shot. No, I couldn't have, because if I'm in 12 noon sun with no clouds, I use a diffuser and I shoot her with the exposure being 2 stops under here, the background blows out and part of the shot was the landscape. But they didn't choose to listen to that, and then those are the comments we get, you know? That's what I think people miss in the videos. People do not understand what hurdles we went over to get to that point. And after all this, after all the years of showing what we do and all the years of our own careers, people will still question our decisions out in the field, and that is mind-blowing to me. You know, could you always get a better image? Sure, but at the time of shot, that was our decisions, our abilities, our resources, under usual limitations of time restraint. Sometimes me and Fernando shot 2 or 3 videos in one day. So that means I only have like less than an hour to get this stuff shot and out and gone from scratch. And you're using equipment that you might never have used before or even exists really. The D850 didn't have final firmware in it. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff is prototype, you know? So I don't think people get that. In fact, let's go to that guy's comments because I want to read these comments again. I feel like I'm going to be a jerk about it, but whatever. I'm bringing it up. I'm doing it. It's my channel. I'm doing it. So this video right here, the Amsterdam latex model shoot, which was probably my highest viewed video on ADORAMA TV.
During rush hour, by the way.
There was a guy who just like grilled me on this. Good example of how to navigate hard situations. Robbie Keane leaving a comment. Great video pictures, part of problem solving, great blah 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 blah. Vanessa Joy. And that's the other thing is I love how the channel is like an ecosystem of hosts. And we can talk to each other and support each other.
And right off the bat, she was like, boom, this woman narrator. Absolute
Where is it?
pleasure to work with this
Epic
woman.
shoot.
She is phenomenal. She looks amazing.
Do you think the B10's
She was super excited.
superb latex?
And
Why, thank you.
Was explained to her like, what we were doing, and she was
Shooting.
like,
Wow, I
this
can't
is
even find it.
awesome. I know this designer that I work
Oh, here
with
we
now.
go.
He's
This is
really
the guy.
excited if you shot his stuff.
All right, Anthony
So
Knight,
meet
here's your
Sebastian.
chance
He
to be
comes to the
famous
hotel
for me.
room. Famous
Oh, I
post
just
office
lost it.
steps
Look at that.
across the street from
I'm about to go.
Madison Square Garden
Here we
right
go.
there. During rush hour,
So
by the way,
this
so
guy
we-
goes,
Come on.
one piece of equipment has had was a medium to large portable scrim to diffuse the harsh light subject, which I did, and you actually see in the beginning of the video where I had a tri-fold diffuser. I saw a lot of expensive pro photo speed lights, but not one scrim. Well, you didn't watch the video. And you could even use that as reflector to block the sun from hitting your subject. Again, a prime example of how good solid foundation will always beat throwing money at a problem. And then I wrote, Anthony, you're talking to the guy who just did multiple demos using balloons and pizza boxes to create refined studio light. That's the first. Let me pause this really quick, because you can see that where is it? you can see I pulled out, oh my God, do we get to set ever? I had a tri-flip reflector that I knew wasn't going to do it because I had to see the background. If I were to use a diffuser on her, then she's 2 stops darker. In fact, I am using a diffuser there. Oh, wait. There it is. I had it on set. So what are you even talking about? Anyway, let's continue my reply because I love this part. I love when they try to talk hard to me. If you heard, the first thing I said was I pulled out a tri-grip diffuser to block the sun, to keep it minimal, but it wasn't enough coverage because it wasn't a large enough diffuser for a full body shot because she's wearing a complete outfit, nor was it helping the hard contrast for the white buildings or losing the shadow detailing in the canals. Because if I lit her by under 2 stops, that means I raise my overall global exposure 2 stops. That means the background blows out. That means I have no background. But hey, principles, Anthony Knight. Also, this was while we were in Europe packing and with what we could through 3 cities. The scrim was not the answer here, but rather to shoot with available light and fill it in. Makes no difference if the light used was expensive. Money wasn't thrown at the equation. This was a solution in the field on the fly within a 2-hour window, including wardrobe, scouting the place, and all this other stuff. And then it's like he still responded to that. Sorry, guys, someone's at my door and I have to answer it. I'm going to put on some music really quick. And I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry. I need to make a hang tight thing. Anyway. So, you have left a lot of comments, Robbie, and I appreciate that. Whoop, what just happened there? Whoop. But I just think, what is going on here? There we go. I just love how people are quick to be like, you're an asshole, and here's a reason, and then they really can't realize that they didn't watch the video, that all this stuff was answered. So that's the one thing that always got under my skin. But even, so, just so you know, Adam, even if I had a 4x4 scrim, that still knocks down the exposure. So now I have 2 stops I need on her from a scrim. Actually, what you need is a diffusion panel, which is different. Anyway, what you would do is raise the overall exposure 2 stops for her, right? That means that the bright sun out there gets brighter by 2 stops when it's already too bright for what I need. So then what do? You know, and then he says, in the video, you don't really explain it in much detail. Here's where I'm going to call bullshit on that one. Watch this. I know for a fact I did this. In fact, I know what I did was,
So I just started
I showed in the video where I'm talking.
First thing I did was pull out my tri-grip. Right away, I'm like, no.
See, first thing I did was pull out my tri-grip.
And
listen to that again.
how was I going to do that? First thing I did was pull out my tri-grip. Right away, I'm like, no. Let's just cut my losses and figure out a way to get rid of the buildings in the background. So I get low and I start shooting upwards, and I start seeing how the blue could outline around her face. Super bright light, which is the sun. And I started having to put in these Profoto A1s, right? So
and in the video, I actually go, the buildings behind me would blow out. I said that, and I actually turned with the camera.
A1s, which while they're very efficient and have a good amount of power for what they are, they're still not going to
Well, the reason I hang on to negative comments so much, Robbie, is because the audience needs to actually learn why they shouldn't be leaving these comments, so that the next one that goes to leave it understands how they need to really think out what the hell they're saying.
The first thing I did yet of that I can control this in the beaming sun. Latex.
So she's in a reflective outfit, first of all, controlling the reflections there.
And the honking. I lay on the ground. I get her shoe to be like 30% of the frame. I start shooting.
Yeah, this is where I do it.
Her dressed in. I start playing games to get the light to just work. Like you see how these buildings are washing out behind me? That's what I was kind of dealing with. Like this.
This is shade, so that would be the diffuser. And then this is the ambient light behind me. So that's the exact scenario that guy was basically telling me to recreate with a diffuser, and that's exactly what would have happened, a blown out, beat to death background. Case point, match. It just really bothers me when people think we rest our work and skill level and everything we've killed ourselves for on money. That the Profoto A1s were my answer. I just bought them and thought those were the answer. So, just saying. Just saying. Sometimes I will put additional light behind the diffuser to account for the light loss. Yeah. And I'm not lighting the whole city of Amsterdam for that shot. But that's really the stuff that I remember. I remember that all. That's the stuff I remember because the next video I do, I'll make sure to 100% explain that part so that that guy can't leave another comment like that. But they will anyway. And then people like that wonder why they're not getting ahead. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, so what are we at? Did we grow any, are we close? I feel like we're going to hit the 1,000,000 mark, and then it'll dial back like 2 more, and then it'll hit the 1,000,000 mark, and we'll dial back like 3 more. Yep, we're still needing 500. 500 to go here in the Hoosier Dome. 500 to go. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to come on here live and one, say thank you to all you guys for being part of the channel, and 2, just kind of hang out and, you know, revel in the fact that we hit a million. I mean, I've been part of this channel since 2000. I was on the channel first in 2014, if you count it. 2016, I'd say, was like my real start of it. So for 4 years, ADORAMA TV has been part of my career, you know. If you did not want to blow out the city and undershoot, would you have used a variable ND filter? No, I wouldn't have. I would just expose for the city with the sunlight it has and then try to match my strobes to that exposure so that I don't have to worry about an ND filter taking power away from my strobes that are already underpowered compared to the sun. What you really want to do is underexpose the background as much as you can while still being able to shoot. Last few minutes of live video episode, create endless looks on a live episode. Oh yeah, that was, Dan did the endless looks on a gray backdrop probably like 10 times, if not more. So you can find more of those out there, like more versions of it. Is there a video on how you shot Andre the Giant? No, but there is a video on how I shot the vampire sculpture, which is kind of the same. So this guy who did the Andre the Giant also did a Velociraptor that I shot for him, which was pretty awesome. I mean, that thing was great. And then this guy showed up to the studio. Yeah, this was a fun one. Didn't get a lot of views though, so I thought no one cared about it.
shooting him. And
So that's about all the footage I have from Andre the Giant's shot.
for me to document. It was so realistic and so grimy, and every little detail, every wrinkle, every vein was just sitting there for me to document. It was very awkward in positioning. You know, the arms hung low. There was no full torso. Something was going to get cut off somewhere. I had to figure out how to make this thing look awesome.
I'm 100% right on what?
Seconds of belief, right? You want to make them think that it's right in front
I don't remember what I said.
tearing apart the image and seeing what they don't really believe in. I'm shooting him, and he's like, oh, I want to see this detail there, and I see these wrinkles there. And the way I made them come up was by...
Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, these videos didn't do too well, honestly. 6,000 views is pretty low. All things considered, and this video is over a year old, so clearly nobody was that psyched on it, at least not from the ADORAMA audience, so I don't think we were gonna... Which episode is the vampire video? There's no number to it. The link is in the chat.
Safe saying goodbye to this piece because you have the images and stuff like that. I knew there was some other...
There's Vanessa.
And I'm thinking about the scene in my...
I don't know why Vanessa was there, actually.
He's lit by a flaming cross. And everybody...
I really wanted to light a flaming cross to do this shot, and then I was like, oh, the sprinklers are gonna go off and like wreck all my gear.
You know, if people got electrocuted, so be it. But the gear, if I lose the gear, you know, that's that. Let the color temperatures change, and once we got all those shots, and everyone felt safe doing shutter drags, and everybody gives me a hard time.
There you go,
really
boom.
In this case, I was doing, you know, the zoom.
Yeah, these were fun, man. That sculpture, I think, was 16 grand. Oh, hey, what's up, Jess? I think this was like a $16,000 commission. Took 4 months, I believe, to create that by hand. Where's the video where Daniel's walking through a studio of multiple setups? Oh, that was what was that? Adorama, BTS. Yep, right here. So first of all, me and Dan put this together as a giant hands-on workshop, and I set up most of it. I'm not trying to take anything away from Daniel, but I set up most of this thing, and it was a beast. Well, I should say what happened was I got all the gear in there. I did a speedlight setup, and then Dan set up a bunch of other stuff, and it turned into this like smash and grab, real rush.
Allow people to come in, use the equipment, shoot some models, get some great shots. I'm going to kind of show you like color on her face, not over the top color, although we could do that.
So Casey McSherry, we had a few light panels.
Over here we have Cyclus.
We made this look like a nighttime scene, but we never really put up the photos from this because when we recorded it, we didn't have any photos that we shot from it. We just kind of went for it. We had 50 people at Ghost Studios. This is the same studio that Ab shot the Canon R5 video at. Thanks so much, Albert.
Come. Let's
and then I remember having to set up this speed, all this in here with speed lights, I remember.
This is Ron, always coming to the space. Actually, is that my old camera? Yes, it is. See? Selling cameras to people.
I sold my D800 to that guy, that's right.
All right, so we got
or D810.
This is pretty much your catalog shot. It looks like it's so clean, it looks like it's so simple when you're done, but to see what actually goes into it to get that high production level difference. Instead of bouncing on that...
So what's actually happening here is the key light is a beauty dish, but the fill light is right behind it in an octa. So you need a lot of power for that one.
Just keep it simple. No, cool table, got the cup. Set it up into 4 speed lights.
So this was my part, was 10 speed lights, all in the ceiling, so you could move around. There's no light stands. And the one thing I really wanted people to do was use the chair as a fill light. Then you can move the chair around, but nobody moved the chair around.
Come on over here. It's okay. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at all this.
5.
Wait.
We have...
So I wanted people to use this chair to move it around where they wanted to have a fill light.
1, 2, 3, 4 speed lights.
And then there was speed lights in
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, 6,
6. There was one in here, one in there, one in the oven.
9. And let's get out of their way into 10.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we have his key light on a separate group from his fill light. So that's 2 different groups. You can have super drum.
That means they can walk right up to the subject and still light. And they can turn on and off the groups to get different feel, like if they wanted it darker, more spotlit, you know? I don't think there'll be Photo Plus, no. I think Photo Plus is going to be all online.
We have that ability. And we also have... but I can walk anywhere I want and shoot however I want. She's going nuts. Look at the size of this lens. Bananas. But I want to thank Tether Tools for the grip, the little bit of grip that we needed to keep these lights where they got to go. But
And then there was also an outside.
I forgot we got one more thing. We got this amazing roof. So what Cliff is...
The legend himself, Cliff Hausner. If this ever wants to load.
Beautiful David over here. This is Cliff from Pro Photo.
Cool, I'm glad, CG.
I love you, buddy. He was going for the hand thing, but I didn't want the hand to It's an even and just...
Who would have thought that 2 years later we would have to return to that studio with masks on to shoot the Canon R5 video? You know? So yeah, I mean, look, Adorama TV has done a lot over the years, and again, we really couldn't have done it without you guys being part of it. It's a 50-50 split here, guys. It's not just us doing the videos. They mean nothing if no one's engaging with them. So thank you so much. I don't know about 2022, but I'm not going to turn this live stream into it's an apocalypse out there bullshit. Look, everybody's in a hard time right now, but, you know, if all things considered, I think a lot of us are getting through this really well. Some people not so much. I understand that. But hey, we always have a community on this channel, and you guys are welcome to always check in on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/lastxwitness, where last night I did a critique. Actually, so you guys can, if you are not a part of my Twitch channel, please join. And yeah, last night was a good one. I think I was a little bit irritated last night, but you know. So we did a bunch of critiques. hear me? No audio? Alright, so you listen to me on the on-camera mic, which is probably super low, but my mic just went dead. Go figure. Hang on. Hang on. Alright, you guys should be able to hear me pretty decent. So this is the on-camera mic while I got an air conditioner running. Mic's dead. This is a Z6 mic you're listening to me on now. Big difference, right? Look, this is a haphazard setup. I just wanted to go live. It is super low, right? I'm signing off, guys. I'll see you on the next live stream where we actually do celebrate. It's all the way up in OBS. It's the settings in the camera. I keep it low to keep the preamps off the mic. So it is what it is. All right, guys. Look, thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye.